What's going on, friends? Welcome back to The Art of Violence. My name's Angelo. Today, what we're going to be talking about is the Nate Diaz versus Jake Paul fight that just transpired this past week. And man, I got to say, I was super disappointed in Nate Diaz. Very disappointed. I had no idea Nate Diaz was going to come out like a 14-year-old girl who is having her first amateur boxing bout. I had no idea that that was going to be what we were dealing with. I did make a prediction video. I made a prediction video that said that I thought Nate Diaz was going to win. I thought that he was going to make it past the third or fourth round, which is where I said Jake probably had to knock him out within or finish the fight within. And I said that if he made it past those rounds and he stayed defensively responsible, he used his jab, he pressured Jake, he kept his hands up. I said I think he's going to take it. I think he'll win. I think he'll TKO Jake in the later rounds, or he'll just win a decision. I had no idea that I had no idea that Nate Diaz has almost never boxed before. I mean, that's how it looked. Apparently, he sparred with top 10 boxers. I've heard some high-level boxers come out and say that, he is quite good and that he's adequate and, he knows what he's doing and that they've even used him for training camps. And man, I got to say, I don't know what the hell they're talking about because that is not what I saw. I saw a bunch of wild punches, a bunch of wild arm punches with absolutely no power behind them, no setups, no use of your jab, no defense, no ability to keep your hands up and block punches, no ability to just like structure a game plan and follow it in a boxing fight. Yeah, I got to say, I mean, it was just utter extreme disappointment. I mean, again, in some ways, it looked like he had almost never boxed before. Like, he just looked so old and slow and just inadequate and unathletic and in so many different ways. And it was weird. I mean, it's like he almost like lost his ability to like move athletically and plant his feet and like understand how to throw a punch. I mean, he was literally throwing these weird slap hooks that I watched his fight against Jorge Masvidal like a week before that, and I remember thinking like, oh, there's certain parts in that fight he looks really good. He looks powerful. He looks strong. He looks fast. I don't know where that fighter went. I have no idea where that guy went because he was simply just not there. And I don't know what he's been doing. It literally looks like he just took a weekend, or she took like a month vacation in Mykonos or Cabo or wherever, Turks and Caicos, and just all of a sudden got a call for the fight and flew back in and took it because he looked out of shape. He looked unathletic. I mean, he couldn't turn his punches over. He couldn't stick to a game plan. He couldn't keep his hands up and glued to his face. I mean, so many of the shots Jake landed would have been thwarted and just avoided simply by Nate keeping his hands up. And it's like he lacked the simple ability to do as such. And it was very strange and very weird. As far as Jake Paul, he did show a bit of improvement. I will say he stayed composed. His ability to move backwards is definitely getting a little bit better. His ability to set things up is getting better. His body shots are getting more creative and better. The timing on him is getting better. He still does show a lot of defensive flaws, even offensive flaws. He does get baited into a brawl. He doesn't know how to clinch very well. He doesn't know how to handle certain situations. He was more reserved with his gas tank, but he still empties his gas tank out a lot in fights, and then he needs to take a 20, 30-second break to regain it. And those are big opportunities someone can capitalize on, and Nate just had no idea how to do it. He pretty much had no idea how to fight. I mean, it was crazy. So, yeah, I mean, Nate maybe won. I want to say he maybe won 2, maybe 3, but I would comfortably probably say at most it was 3. But at Jake, I would say won easy, like 7 rounds, maybe 8. I mean, yeah, it was just sheer disappointing, to be honest with you. But Jake did show some improvement. Nate did not. It'd be interesting to see, how it goes in an MMA fight. I wouldn't be honestly at this point. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Jake won. I mean, I really wouldn't at this point. I would not be surprised if Jake won. I don't even know if beating Nate in MMA would be an accomplishment. I don't think it was in a boxing ring. But Be very interesting to see how it goes. I just wanted to make a little video breaking it down. Jake did well, stuck to his game plan, stuck to his guns. Certain punches of his are definitely getting better. His check hook's getting better, and his back right to the body is getting better. So he still does have a lot to work on, but he did show some improvement. And I just want to give a little synopsis and a summary of what I thought of the fight. And yeah, it was entertaining. You know, it was entertaining, and that's all that matters. So let me know in the comments below. What did you guys think? You know, were you surprised? Did it come as expected? Yeah, it was interesting and fun to watch. But you know, I wonder who Jake's going to pick next. I wonder if he's going to go for Tommy Fury next. I wonder if he's going to go for another MMA fighter. I wonder what's going to happen with that because, yeah, I don't think beating Nate Diaz really gives him that much more credibility, especially the way Nate looked, which was not good. So just wanted to give a little quick summary, give you my thoughts. This is The Art of Violence, and until next time.
Thinking when you got Jake in the guillotine.
Oh, done deal. That was already that fight. In a real fight, this fight's over. And Winston up here with the win. But we're participating in a boxing match.
Is that a little preview?
Oh, the guillotine? Yeah, that was too easy. Yeah, it's too easy. And the takedown was too easy, too. I just fucking ducked a punch in his whole leg in my chest. I'd be trying to take people down in MMA. They smash my hand and fuck me up. And I get tired and all kinds of shit. I'd be like, this is easy to fight boxer in a real fight.
Mike.